Hey, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Your day is going well. We want to start looking at the book of Colossians. We're going to look at a couple of passages for the next 2 days, and then we will move on from there. Today's a little bit of a longer passage. I wasn't really sure how to break it up or break it apart. It seems to be one passage that flows together. It's really only 6 verses, but seems like it's a little bit longer. So let me read to you from Colossians chapter 1, verses 15 through 20. Paul wrote this: He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things were created through him and for him. And he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in everything he might be preeminent. For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross. Now, there's so much in that passage. I mean, this is enough for probably 3 weeks of sermons. This is probably over an hour's worth of preaching that I'm going to condense into about the next 2 to 3 minutes. And don't you wish I could do that on every Sunday morning as well, huh? You'd get to the buffet line even quicker. I don't know, I'm not sure they do buffet lines anymore. Anyways, Jesus is the image of the invisible God. We can't see God, but we have this picture of Jesus as he came into the world, the firstborn of all creation. It's not that he was the firstborn, that God created him in that sense, because that leads into something called Arianism, which was an early church heresy that we don't believe in, that God didn't create Jesus. Jesus always was. And it's a passage from Revelation chapter 1 that I love, when John tells us that from the thrones, and that Jesus, who was and is to come. I love that image of Jesus was, and he is yet to come, that there's so much more to come. But he was also there in the past. And that's what I hear in this passage from Paul. And he has authority over everything. He is the one who is the creator. He wasn't the one who was created. He is the creator. All things flow through him, and all things are for him. And he has dominion over it all, over everything that there is. It doesn't matter whether it's in heaven or on earth. Jesus has the dominion, and as the creator, he's before all things. All things are being held together by him, by God. God is the one who, we look at the election and we're trying to figure out, how could all this be happening? God knows about it. God's the one who's actually holding it together, as much as none of it seems like it's being held together. And then we could have stopped it right there. But Jesus is also the head of the body. He's the head of the church. And we have to recognize that Jesus gets all authority, because he is the head. We give him the honor and the glory. We give him the reverence, because he is the head, because our lives, the church life, flows through Jesus. It has to. And if it doesn't flow through Jesus, we are really, really in trouble. And ultimately, as Paul says in verse 20, he reconciled all things to himself. And he made peace by the blood of the cross, his cross. So now we could have peace with God, because we could find forgiveness, because Jesus is enough to bring forgiveness to us. That's good news. That's good news when we're struggling with what's going on all around us, maybe struggling with what's going on personally. Good news that Jesus is enough to bring us peace. Have a great day. God bless you.